Mazda 6. Most people shopping for a reliable sedan walk straight past the Mazda 6 and head toward the usual suspects. That's a mistake that's costing them money. The Mazda 6 is a Japanese-engineered mid-size sedan that delivers a premium interior, a genuinely sporty driving experience, and a reliability record that most cars at twice the price can't match. It weighs in as one of the most undervalued vehicles on the used car market, and the people who own them quietly know it. The cabin materials feel closer to an entry-level luxury brand than a mainstream sedan. The seats are supportive, the dashboard is clean, and the driving feel has a sharpness to it that sedans in this segment rarely bother with. Mazda built this car for people who actually like driving. What makes it a true goldmine isn't the features list, it's the mileage ceiling. With proper maintenance, the Mazda 6 can reach 300,000 miles and beyond without major mechanical failure. The engine is relatively simple, parts are affordable, and the maintenance schedule is straightforward enough that most owners handle it without expensive dealership visits. Fuel economy stays strong well into the car's lifespan, which means you're not just saving on repairs, you're saving at the pump, consistently, for the entire time you own it. Mechanics who work on a wide range of vehicles tend to recommend the Mazda 6 to people who want reliability without paying the Toyota premium. That recommendation means something. It became one of the market's best-kept secrets by delivering a luxury feel, a driver-focused experience, and a longevity record that the buying public has largely ignored. That ignorance keeps the used prices low, and that's exactly the opportunity. Mazda CX-5. If there is one SUV that mechanics recommend more than any other in its class, it's this one. The Mazda CX-5 sits in the compact SUV category, alongside some of the most heavily marketed vehicles in automotive history, and it quietly outperforms most of them in every category that actually matters after the first 2 years of ownership. The engine is one of the most durable in its segment. The transmission holds up under daily driving conditions, without the gradual degradation you see in comparable competitors. Interior quality is legitimately luxury adjacent, with materials and fit that feel significantly above the price point. Safety ratings are consistently among the highest in class, and the maintenance costs stay low in a way that compounds over time into significant savings. A CX-5 owner at 150,000 miles is typically spending far less annually on repairs than someone who bought a comparably priced German crossover at the same mileage point. That gap widens every year. What makes the CX-5 a goldmine, specifically in the used market, is the combination of low asking prices and high remaining lifespan. Because it lacks the brand recognition of a Toyota RAV4 or a Honda CR-V among casual buyers, the used prices don't reflect its actual durability. You can buy a well-maintained CX-5 with significant miles remaining on its mechanical life for substantially less than what those miles would cost in a more popular nameplate. The transmission alone, which is a common failure point in many compact SUVs, holds up with a consistency that Mazda owners often cite as their primary reason for buying a second one. It became the mechanic's recommendation by being genuinely reliable in the ways that matter and staying underpriced because the general market hasn't caught up yet. Lexus ES. The assumption most people make is that luxury cars are expensive to own long-term. The Lexus ES exists specifically to prove that assumption wrong. This is a full luxury sedan built on Toyota's legendary reliability architecture, which means you get the cabin experience of a European luxury brand with the mechanical durability of one of the most dependable manufacturers in automotive history. The ride is exceptionally smooth. The cabin is genuinely quiet in a way that requires significant engineering investment to achieve. And the interior materials are premium without being fragile. Repair costs for the Lexus ES are low in a way that surprises people who associate the Lexus badge with high maintenance bills. Because the mechanical components are largely shared with Toyota's mainstream lineup, parts are widely available, labor is less specialized, and the failure rate is dramatically lower than comparable European luxury sedans at the same mileage. A Lexus ES at 200,000 miles is not an unusual sight. It's expected. Professionals and daily commuters who drive high mileage annually gravitate toward the ES because it absorbs miles without protest. The engine doesn't lose refinement, the transmission stays smooth, and the interior doesn't rattle or degrade the way luxury cabins from less reliable manufacturers tend to do after a decade of use. What makes it a goldmine is the used market pricing. Buyers who see the Lexus badge and assume high running costs walk past these cars regularly. That leaves well-maintained, high-quality examples available at prices that don't reflect their remaining mechanical life. The combination of genuine luxury experience, Toyota-level reliability, and an undervalued used market position makes the ES one of the most financially intelligent vehicles a commuter or professional can buy. Chevrolet Malibu. People overlook the Malibu. That's the whole story, and it's the reason it belongs on this list. The Chevrolet Malibu is a mid-size American sedan that never attracted the devoted following of a Camry or an Accord, which means it's been quietly available on the used market at prices that don't reflect what it actually offers. Seating is comfortable and spacious in a way that makes a real drives. Highway manners are smooth and composed, with a ride quality that's been consistently praised by owners who put serious miles on their cars. Fuel economy is solid for the class, and the maintenance requirements are neither complicated nor expensive. But here's the part that most buyers miss entirely. Not every Malibu is the same car. The models equipped with the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine and a conventional automatic transmission carry a significantly stronger reliability record than the turbocharged 1.5-liter variants paired with a CVT. Those specific combinations have drawn documented complaints around engine stress and transmission behavior that the stronger engine simply avoids. Provided you pick the right model year and engine option, the Malibu delivers comfortable daily transportation, easy and affordable maintenance, and a used purchase price that leaves room in the budget for those maintenance costs to be handled proactively. Chevrolet's parts network is one of the most extensive in North America, which means when something does need attention, the cost stays manageable. It became an overlooked gold mine in its correct configuration by being consistently good at the basics while failing to generate the brand loyalty that drives used car prices up. The opportunity is real. The homework is necessary. Honda Accord. There is no version of this list that doesn't include the Honda Accord, and the reason is simple. Mechanics recommend it more than almost any other vehicle, not because Honda pays them to, but because they see what comes through their shop doors and what doesn't. The Accord doesn't come through the door often. When it does, the work is typically routine. The engine in the Honda Accord is one of the most thoroughly proven power plants in mass-market automotive history. It builds power reliably. It maintains that reliability over enormous mileage, and it responds well to basic maintenance in a way that rewards owners who take care of it. 300,000 miles is not an exceptional outcome for an Accord. It's a normal one for cars that have been maintained properly. Resale value is strong, which reflects genuine market recognition of the car's durability. The interior is spacious enough to work as a genuine family vehicle, not just a commuter car. What makes the Accord a gold mine specifically is the combination of mechanical confidence and running cost predictability. Owners of high-mileage Accords report a maintenance experience that feels almost boring in the best possible way. Nothing dramatic fails. Nothing requires emergency attention. The car simply continues functioning at a level that makes the ownership experience quiet and financially stable. For a daily driver that needs to cover serious mileage across years or even decades, there is very little on the market that competes with what the Accord delivers at its price point. It earned its reputation by performing exactly as promised, consistently, for as long as owners choose to keep it. Ford Explorer. The assumption about American SUVs is that they sacrifice long-term reliability for short-term capability. The Ford Explorer can be the counterargument, but only if you approach it correctly. This is a large, genuinely spacious family SUV with strong engine options, real towing capability, and a highway comfort level that makes long drives manageable for everyone in the vehicle. Road trips are where the Explorer earns its reputation, specifically through the composed, settled highway driving behavior that larger vehicles often struggle to maintain. Towing capacity is practical and well managed, with engine options that handle load without the strain that shortens drivetrain life. However, what buyers need to understand before purchasing is that model year selection matters significantly here. The 10-speed automatic transmission introduced in certain generations has attracted a volume of complaints around shift quality and long-term behavior that the older 6-speed units simply didn't generate. Electronics packages on more recent trims have added complexity that occasionally creates ownership friction. Provided you pick the right model year and engine option, a well-maintained Explorer continues delivering the core experience buyers paid for deep into its mechanical life. The engine holds up, the structure stays solid, and the running costs remain within a range that makes continued ownership financially sensible. For a family that needs genuine space, real towing ability, and highway comfort over a long ownership period, the Ford Explorer rewards buyers who do their model year research with a return on investment that its used market pricing doesn't fully reflect. The vehicle is capable. The selection process is the variable. Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. There is a reason humanitarian organizations, military logistics operations, and remote expedition teams around the world choose this vehicle above everything else available to them. The Toyota Land Cruiser Prado is not underrated among people who actually need a vehicle to perform. It is, however, one of the most financially intelligent automotive purchases a buyer can make, and the reason has nothing to do with finding it cheap. The engine is engineered for a mileage ceiling that most vehicles never approach as a theoretical maximum. 400,000 miles is documented, not exceptional. The off-road capability is not a marketing claim. It functions in conditions that would permanently strand virtually anything else on this list. What makes the Prado a genuine investment rather than simply a vehicle purchase is what happens to its value over time. In markets across Pakistan, the Middle East, and Australia, the Prado holds its resale value with a consistency that no conventional depreciation model can explain away. You can drive one for 2 years and sell it for nearly what you paid. That is not how vehicles are supposed to behave financially, and it is exactly what makes the Prado extraordinary. It is not undervalued on the used market. It is correctly valued by buyers who understand what they are purchasing. The engineering philosophy treats maintenance as the primary variable in longevity, which means owners who follow the schedule are rewarded with a mechanical relationship that extends across decades. It became the world's most trusted serious vehicle, not through marketing, but through performance in the field, in the hands of people for whom failure carries real consequences. Toyota Camry. Mechanics worldwide have been recommending this car for decades. That consistency of recommendation across generations of automotive professionals, across different markets, different climates, and different driving conditions, is the most reliable endorsement a vehicle can receive. The Toyota Camry is the standard against which mid-size sedan reliability is measured, and it has held that position long enough that the measurement itself has become a reference point for the entire industry. Maintenance is cheap, accessible, and straightforward. Parts are available everywhere. The engine is one of the most proven units in the consumer automotive market. Fuel economy remains competitive across the vehicle's lifespan without requiring specialized attention or expensive interventions. The ride is smooth and composed in a way that makes daily use genuinely comfortable rather than merely tolerable. What the Camry does is remove uncertainty from the vehicle ownership experience entirely. Owners know what to expect, and what they expect is a car that starts every morning, requires predictable maintenance, and delivers the same dependable transportation at 180,000 miles that it delivered at 18,000. For buyers who want a daily driver without drama, without financial surprises, and without the anxiety that comes from an unreliable vehicle, the Camry is the answer that the automotive market has validated repeatedly over multiple decades of continuous production. It became the worldwide mechanics recommendation by being consistently correct in all the ways that matter to someone who depends on their vehicle every single day and cannot afford for that vehicle to let them down. Mazda CX-3. The assumption is that compact SUVs sacrifice either reliability or design to hit a lower price point. The Mazda CX-3 refuses that trade-off, though it asks something in return. This is a small crossover with a genuinely modern, stylish exterior, a fuel-efficient engine that holds up over serious mileage, and a driving character that makes city use genuinely enjoyable rather than a daily endurance exercise. Parking is easy, urban maneuvering is natural, fuel costs stay low in a way that compounds meaningfully over years of ownership. Here's what buyers need to understand going in. The rear seat space and cargo area in the CX-3 are genuinely tight, tighter in practice than a standard hatchback, and that limitation is real. It is not a vehicle for a growing family or anyone who regularly carries more than one passenger comfortably over longer distances, but for a single driver or a couple who prioritize reliability, style, fuel efficiency, and effortless city driving over interior volume. It is a goldmine in exactly those terms.